Warriors Nation, it's time for us to talk about the kind of move that doesn't always grab the front page headlines, but can quietly reshape the foundation of a team. This is Warriors Nation News, and today we dive into a new name that could become a fan favorite if he develops the way scouts believe. Javeir Francis, the shot-blocking big man who just signed an Exhibit 10 training camp deal with the Golden State Warriors. Let's paint the picture. Golden State's offseason has been all about waiting on Jonathan Kuminga's contract situation, a stalemate that froze most of the front office's decisions. While the spotlight has been on Kuminga, the Warriors have been quietly filling out their roster with a blend of veterans and young pieces. They locked in Al Horford on a multi-year deal to bring stability and championship experience at center. They recommitted to two familiar faces in Payton II and De'Anthony Melton, adding grit, defense, and hustle back into the lineup. They signed their second-round pick Will Richard to a 4-year deal and brought in Toohey from Australia on a 2-way contract. Now they've added Javeir Francis, and that's a move that screams development with upside. Who is Javeir Francis? At Houston, Francis built his reputation as an elite defensive presence. Standing out with a massive 7'4" wingspan, he averaged 5.1 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 1 block per game last season. Those aren't superstar numbers, but they reflect what his role was: rim protection, rebounding, and energy plays. He wasn't the first or second scoring option, but he didn't need to be. He was the guy swatting shots, grabbing boards, and punishing teams with tip dunks. Scouts rave about his timing as a shot blocker, calling it elite, and they see him as a player who can contribute immediately on the defensive end. The Exhibit 10 contract means Francis will compete in training camp with a chance to make the roster. If he doesn't, he's expected to join the Santa Cruz Warriors in the G League, where he can develop under Golden State's system while staying close to the big club. That's where so many Warriors role players have sharpened their games over the years. It's a smart, low-risk, high-upside play by the front office, exactly the kind of move that can pay off down the line. This is part of a bigger strategy. The Warriors aren't just relying on big names like Curry, Green, Butler, and Horford to carry the load. They're layering their roster with depth, with pieces that fit specific roles, and with young prospects who can grow in the system. Francis adds shot blocking and rim protection, something Golden State needs after moving on from Kevon Looney. Toohey brings versatility and an international style of play. Richard adds scoring potential from the draft. Together, these signings give the Warriors not only a safety net for injuries, but also developmental options to build around. Of course, the elephant in the room is still Kuminga. He didn't even attend media day as his restricted free agency drags on. The Warriors have offered him multiple deals, including 3 years at $75 million or 2 years at $45 million, both with a team option. Kuminga's camp wants more control, a player option instead. If no deal is struck, he could simply accept the $7.9 million qualifying offer and hit unrestricted free agency next summer. The Kings have already shown interest, seeing him as an all-star in the making. For now, though, the Warriors are holding their ground, and the future remains unclear. But here's the bigger message. Even with that drama, the Warriors are showing that they're not folding, they're not panicking, and they're not standing still. The signings of Horford, Melton, Payton II, and now Francis all signal the same thing. The team is building layers of stability. Horford stretches the floor and mentors the younger guys. Payton and Melton bring back the defense-first mentality that fueled Golden State's title runs. Seth Curry has been rumored as another addition, potentially bringing sharpshooting depth behind his brother. And Francis, while raw, represents that hunger for youth and energy that can change games in spurts. Think about the projected lineup once the dust settles. Stephen Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Al Horford starting, with a second unit featuring Melton, Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, Payton II, and Quinton Post. Add the young guys developing in Santa Cruz, Richard, Toohey, and Francis, and you've got a balanced roster with veteran leadership, championship experience, and young upside waiting in the wings. The Western Conference is loaded, no question. Oklahoma City is rising, Denver is still dangerous, and Houston is on the move. But with this mix of veterans and young players, the Warriors are building something that makes them more than just another aging team hanging on. They're creating a bridge from the Curry era to the next chapter. And Javeir Francis, even as a camp signing, fits that story perfectly. So, Warriors Nation, I see this as a win. Bringing in Francis doesn't guarantee minutes, but it shows Golden State's commitment to finding diamonds in the rough, to adding depth, and to protecting the rim, something they need as they reshape their identity. If Kuminga returns locked in, if Horford anchors the middle, if Butler and Curry stay healthy, and if the young guys develop, this team can still be a serious contender. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Javeir Francis can make an impact with the Warriors? Do you see him cracking the rotation this year? Or do you think his role will be more about development in Santa Cruz? And more importantly, do you believe this mix of veterans and young talent is enough to push Golden State back into title contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you believe in this roster, and make sure you subscribe to Warriors Nation News, because the ride this season is just getting started.